So we're back in Fish, and today we're going to be talking about how you can beat the game. That's right, it is possible for you to beat Fish. Now, if you're thinking about like beating Fish as in there's an end scene, cut scene, and pretty much you start over, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about completing the game, finishing everything that it has to offer without any further updates. Now, of course, they're going to continue to do updates. In fact, they're going to be releasing 2 updates this week, so as soon as they do that, we're going to have a lot of new stuff to do. But you could still, even like a month from now, 2 months from now, you could still beat the game based on the list we're going to go through today. Now, the nice thing about beating the game is any new updates that come out pretty much take you like an hour to complete or less. It depends on the update. In some cases, it's taken me like 30 minutes and then I was pretty much done. So if you're curious about how to beat Fish, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. So beating Fish is no easy thing, all right? There's a lot you need to do. It's probably going to cost you around 60 million coins, about that, approximately 60 million. So obviously Fish is all about fishing. So the number one thing you need to focus on with the game, besides obviously getting money and such and getting rods, is to complete your bestiary. The bestiary, or also known as bestiary, depending on how perfect you want to be with the pronunciation of that. But the bestiary here pretty much contains a list of collections for completing. And in order to be able to do this, you do need to, go through Mariana's Veil. You got to do Ancient Archives. You got to do Ancient Isle, Atlantean Storm. And pretty much I've completed every single one of these, despite, if you click all, despite this saying 99.8% here, I actually did complete everything. There's a bug in the game currently where if you scroll down to the question marks, this right here is actually the Song of the Deep, and I do have it. So despite me giving Moby to the captain over there, Captain Ahab, he scammed me out of this one. But technically I do have 100% complete. It's bugged. And for some reason they're always bugging this. I don't know why. But I do have that relic, so I should be 100% complete. But I have caught every single thing in the game. Only exception is the Ancient Orca, which I haven't caught. I have caught orcas, but I don't have an ancient yet. And that's fine. I don't really need an ancient. So completing your bestiary is a must. If you want to say that you completed the game or beat the game, that's the minimum, absolute minimum you need to have. And it's not easy to do that because there's lots of secrets in there. So if you look at it, there's so many different secrets in this game. Like even like Moosewood here has the treble bass. It's not too bad on that one. You got a secret inside the Abyssal Zenith, Crown Anglerfish here. You got the Phantom Meg, which is not easy to catch. It was back then. It's harder now. You got Atlantis here. I've caught both the ancient and the normal. You don't need to catch an ancient Kraken, in my opinion, purely my opinion. If you were to ask me, DV, did I complete it, and you don't have an ancient, I'd be like, yeah, you got it. You're good. Brine Pool, you definitely need a spectral. They're not easy to get. Calm Zone, you need the crystallized sea dragon. Obviously, you need to complete the whole thing. You got Challengers Deep with another secret here. You get where I'm going with this. And even Northern Expedition here. Now, Atlantis, I gotta say, most people have not completed this bestiary. Believe it or not, most people have not. If you look at the badge list, you can see Atlantis here. Only 147,000 ever have completed Atlantis. It was crazy, but everything else is like 1.8 million, 1.3 million, 2.6 million. Calm Zone, 842. This is like the hardest zone to complete, so most people haven't even beat the game yet. Now, limited fish, we're not going to count. Limiteds are just limiteds, so like, it's not really fair if someone comes, to the game like 2 months from now. They should also be able to beat the game, and doing so just basically means collect everything that's currently in the game outside of limiteds. The next thing you should be doing is collecting every rod that you can in the game. And I say every rod that you can because some rods are gone. There's some also limiteds, like the Astral here that's unlimited. You're not going to be able to get that. That was a code and a limited code, but you need to get every single rod in here that you can that's available in the game. Obviously, you're not going to be able to get every single one because some of them have been removed, like the Buddy rod. There's so many rods that were limited. And of course, you aren't going to be able to get a lot of the creator rods, the developer rods, things like that. You're not going to be able to get those. When we talk about getting all the rods, we're also talking about all of these. That means there are going to be some level requirements. Obviously, the Rod of the Forsaken is a high level rod. In order to craft this rod, you do need a bunch of ingredients here. You need 2 of these Meg's Fangs, which are pretty easy. You also need 2 Meg Spines, which are also easy. And then you got a lunar thread that's needed, which is also pretty easy. But what's not easy for most players is you do need to be level 750. That's a pretty high level for most players. I know a lot of players are like still like level 200. And of course, there's some other hurdles in here. You need to, be level 500 for the no life rod. There's the sunken rod that's a pain to get right here. This is from, treasures that are underwater. There's also the sunken treasures that are floating on top of the water, which gives you the auric rod. That's not an easy one to get. And then there's the secret rod. That's right. Completing the secrets is a part of this requirement. So, if it's in the game and you can get it, you should be getting it and completing your collection there. That includes the brick rod, which is pretty easy to get, but not exactly if you know, it's not summer. It is summer right now, so technically you can get this. And then another really hard rod to get is this one, which is very expensive. You got the ethereal prism rod. That is an expensive one. It's going to cost you 15 million. So collecting every rod in the game, a mission in itself. It's just like, you know, completing the bestiary. It's kind of painful. It's not easy to do. The next thing you need to do is max your level. Currently, I am level 1000. There is rumor that they're going to increase the level cap again. So right now, level 1000 is the cap. Yeah, that's a bit of work, right? Not exactly easy to get to 1000. And I'm already working on like whatever cap they increase. So I've got like 88 million XP here. I've got to keep farming for more XP. So that way, if they do bump it up to like 1250, I beat the game again. Next thing you need to be able to do is collect every single boat in the game. And I'm not talking about the limiteds, and I'm also not talking about any of these pay to win Robux things. These are nonsense. I am talking about the boats that are purchasable or earnable in the game. Now, currently they have this thing over here. I'm not even including this just for your sanity, okay? It's unreasonable for anyone free to play to try to get these boats. I do have them because I'm not free to play. I actually do pay to win a lot. So yeah, I'm not going to expect you to do that. But they do have the loot rider, and until I get that, I have not really beat the game technically, but we're just going to act like I do have it because I have the fastest boat in the game that I paid to win. But yeah, I mean, every boat that's currently in the game, you should buy, you know, pretty much from their shipwright. And so if you can earn it, you should buy it. Next thing we're going to talk about is finishing all of your gear. That's right. Completing your gear collection is a requirement for you to be pretty much done with the game. So obviously they just came out with the boots. You're going to need these. These are really, really nice. These are speed boots called the Glimmer Suit boots. And Glimmer Suit boots give you the ability to like run around fast, which is awesome. You're also going to need the advanced glider. So this glider, especially combined with the boots, is going to get you around places very quickly. You definitely need a good glider. I don't care if you skip the normal glider. If you have a good glider, you're good. And same for diving stuff. So there is currently the water bubble, and the water bubble is like the best diving gear you can get currently. This is what it looks like. And you can combine this to clear up the water with the diving suit. So advanced diving. And that is this one. And you can see the water gets super clear when you have the diving gear. So I would say you need the advanced diving gear and the water bubble. The water bubble you have to, you know, get from the Bubble Mermaid. You're also going to need the Heart of Zeus here, which is this thing here for you to be able to access Atlantis. I mean, obviously, in order for you to be able to even get into the bestiary there, to complete stuff, you're going to need the Heart of Zeus. The next thing you're going to need is the advanced oxygen tank, not to be confused with the advanced diving gear. Advanced oxygen tank is for the northern expedition, and that's so you can get to the top of the expedition without running out of oxygen. You're also going to need the tide breaker here. This thing's nice because you can kind of like, you know, swim around real fast with it. It's pretty fast. You definitely want to make sure you have some diving gear with that. Alternatively, you could get super flippers, and that's going to make you go really fast underwater. Again, you're going to want oxygen. I'm just showing you real quick, but those are really, really nice to have while you're swimming. You definitely need a radar here. You should have the GPS, which gives you coordinates while you hold it. You should have a pickaxe, which is, you know, there to help you with the northern expedition. I would say you need a winter cloak, but you don't. You can skip the winter cloak if you want to. You just make sure you have the max glimmer suit, which is a level 3 suit. And this pretty much replaces the winter coat. So as long as you have this, I don't really care if you have the winter coat. This is the full suit here. You're going to want some kind of light or lantern. Don't really care which kind you have. There's a angler lantern here. Now, completing all the areas and such is kind of a given. You know, we don't really have to get into that because obviously in order to be able to complete the bestiaries or bestiaries, you already discovered all those and completed them. But the next thing we need to talk about is completing your skins. There are rod skins that are released every now and then. They do cost a lot. There are rod skin merchants pretty much on every island. So like this guy right here. So they've got different cases you can purchase. I don't know if I have all of these yet. I probably don't have Atlantis or Mariana's collection yet. I need to get these, which I'll do pretty soon, but it's kind of hard because some of these are really rare. Yeah, 1% for those. So completing your skin collection is kind of an optional. I don't really consider that beating the game, but you might want to try to do it. And I already covered this one a bit with the brick rod, but completing all your secrets is kind of a must for completing the game. I know there's some upcoming secrets coming into the game. You got the Mila quest or Mila quest, which is the boat. And this door is still locked, dude. I want to know why it's locked. But yeah, it is possible for you to complete or beat fish. And obviously every update that they come out with, they're going to release something new. So you should have new stuff to come back to. But for me, it's like every single time they update the game, I'm like, yay, I got like 3 things to do now. Let me know in the comments below, how close are you to beating the game? What are the things that you need to really focus on? Have you beat the game already? And by the way, there's 2 updates coming this week, so expect lots of fish videos. I'm also going to be working on some more Dead Rails videos, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next vid. Peace.